Hi, my name is Julio César Castillo Caballero, a student at the Universidad de Valladolid, Yucatan, and today, for my semester exam on the degree of nutrition, I will present the next topic for my English class. My topic is called obesity and the development of other diseases. Okay, let's have a little introduction. The obesity is a critical condition that affects a lot of the percentage of people in Mexico. That is because our culture is based on dishes with a lot of percentage of fat. Our culture is based on a bad nutrition, and there is no balance between what we eat and what we take care of our health. And that's a little introduction. Now, to start, we have generalities. The first generalities we have is that obesity is the most common disease in Yucatan. Each, each 10 people have obesity. These statistics are from the INEGI Yucatan. There is an institution that have a lot of analytica and that kind of things. So, in these first 3 points, we have a little context of how the obesity is too much commonly here in Yucatan. If you go outside and walk on our streets, you will you will see at least 5 or 6 people with obesity or overweight. Then we have that 3 of each 10 kids have obesity. These statistics are from the newspaper La Jornada Maya, a local newspaper. And we have that the problem here in Yucatan is the wrong knowledge of nutrition and the dishes with a big percentage of fat. Okay, in these last points, we have a sad development of this topic because it includes children, and the children are very important for our future. So here in this illustration that I put here, we can see what our children have these diseases or this disease that is the obesity. Just need a minute to see how they are eating, and that's the problem, how they eat, how they learn how to eat. Continuing with generalities, we have that Yucatan is the #1 on infantile obesity. In Mexico, this problem is very dangerous because it can be a precursor for diseases, chronic diseases related with nutrition and health, and this fact is very important for health. We could control this disease with programs enfocated on the reduction of weight in kids. What we put the point a lot on the kids because the children are very important for the future, and if we teach children how to eat good or how to have a good nutrition, there will be adults with good nutrition. There will be adults with good nutrition, and the fact that Yucatan is the #1 on infantile obesity is very sad because that means that our nutrition here in our state is very bad. Now, with the last slide of generalities we have, that we can say that it's a big problem, but with good programs could solve it. Programs in Yucatan exist, but they are focused on control of other diseases and not specifically obesity. The other diseases could be coronary heart disease, cancer, hypertension, dyslipidemia, liver disease, osteoarthritis, apnea, and other diseases. Okay, here in Yucatan we have a lot of diseases, like as I say, coronary heart disease, cancer, hypertension, among others. And that is that is why the programs we have fail because the politics of the people that are back of these programs can say, okay, we are going to focus just in this disease, we are going to ignore the other diseases. No, the population have all of these diseases. So what we need is a program that includes all the diseases with a specifically point of view for a good treatment and for a good development of the health here in Yucatan. Continue, we have specifically the hypertension. The hypertension is a chronic disease. That means that you have it for your lifetime. In this, the blood pressure increases a lot, and in Mexico, 30 million of people have hypertension. Okay, these 30 million of people is suffering the consequences of the obesity or the overweight, and that's because the hair of these people is very contaminated with all the fat of the bad nutrition because the food that they eat is very dangerous for them. So that is because they have hypertension. These statistics are from IMSS analysis, um, a very comfortable institution. This disease don't present symptoms, but you could suffer a severe headache and other difficulties as dizziness, blurry vision, etc. Okay, the people could live with this hypertension or with this disease, but I think that the difficulties that includes with the disease are not good or mm, are not good at all for the life of these people because dizziness, blurry vision is something that you don't want to your daily. Coronary heart disease is the leading cause of death in Mexico. The symptoms are chest pain, shortness of breath, heart attack. Okay, the coronary heart disease is the lead cause of death in Mexico, and that's because it's a very dangerous disease, and a big percentage of people that have the first symptoms they are dead because you don't know how to act when you are having a heart attack. That is very sad because let's read the next point. In the first half of 2022 alone, deaths from this disease were 113,899 deaths. Okay, there is a lot of deaths just for a half of the year. That means that right now there could be people dying because of this disease. So there is a big consequence about obesity. The main risk factors are obesity, alcoholism, smoking, diabetes, overweight, bad nutrition, among others. And the development of this disease can make life difficult because you can live as you live with this disease. You can eat what you used to eat. You can run as you used to run. You can live as you used to live. And that's very sad. And that is something that we can not have just taking care of our nutrition. Dyslipidemia, high concentration of lipids in the blood, can be caused by triglycerides or cholesterol. Risk factors are obesity, heredity, bad nutrition, among others. In 2020, surveys show a prevalence of 16% in the adult population of Mexico regarding this disease. This disease usually don't present symptoms. Some difficulties that we can present are tingling in the hands and feet, difficulty breathing, among others. Okay, the dyslipidemia. Dyslipidemia is the concentration of lipids in the blood. Is the direct consequence of the way that we eat. here in Yucatan, and it is very commonly here in Yucatan because all the fat that we are eating all the time, all the days, all the weeks, and all the months is going to concentrate in our body, is going to do a damage in our arteries, is going to do a damage in our heart, is going to do a damage in our person because all the things that we do, all the things what that we eat have a consequence in us. And there is the importance of the balance in the diet of the lipids, carbohydrates, the protein. There always should be a balance for us. Predictions. There is some predictions for the future about obesity. That here is what could pass if we don't do something about the condition of obesity in our state and our country, etc. So, obesity will grow progressively in the coming decades. Obesity will be the lead of death in Mexico. Okay, these first 2 points are very similar between, but what we can say about these first 2 points, we can say that are like something that we are living right now because obesity is not the lead. The lead is the coronary heart disease. But if we analyze all the information that we saw in this presentation, we gonna we are going to see, sorry, that obesity is directly a condition that makes people have death, death because of coronary disease, death because of cancer, death because of dyslipidemia, death because of diabetes. Is something that is not the lead, but I think is the lead since my personal point of view. Then, obesity will get worse because of the fast food industry. Obesity is going to represent a danger of public health. Obesity is going to be commonly between us, between people, between Mexican people, and there is something that is happening right now because the people is normalizing this condition, is normalizing see people with obesity, people with overweight. That is very dangerous for us as a society because if we teach children that obesity is something normal, then when they grow up, they will teach that again, and that it will be a constant in our society. And when we want to do something to control the future disease that we are going to have, it's going to be late. The fast food industry. The fast food industry is an industry that do too much damage in us as a society and as a consumer, as consumers. So the fast food industry is the industry of companies like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, Subway, among others. And that represents a danger to public health, as we see right now in our life. Then we have obesity is going to be the next pandemic, and obesity will cause cardiovascular diseases that are similar between these 2 points. Let's remind that a pandemic is something that affects people around the world, and the obesity is something that affects people around the world. It's very difficult to not meet people that have obesity or overweight around the world. I think that continent that is not normally to see people with these conditions is Asia, because Oceania, Europe, Africa, and the American continent is very common to see these conditions all the day, all the time. And to close this presentation, we have the solutions that I think for this problematic. the solutions that we have is we shall educate people about good nutrition, because people that knows how to have a good nutrition is people that will teach how to have good nutrition. So good nutrition means good life. Good nutrition means good health. We shall impose the development of sports on children, because the nutrition is nothing without sports and without the move. The children needs to move. The children needs to think. The children needs to do sports to stay healthy. We will do programs for improve the knowledge of the population about good diet, because the people is confused about how to have a good diet. For they, good diet is to not eat, and that's something worse. We need to teach them to eat correctly with good good food and not with fast food. We shall decrease the industrial products on the stores, and the industrial products are something that do so much damage in us as a persons, because right now for our lifestyle we want to eat when we feel hunger, and these products are very fast to obtain in all the stores, and that's what we need to decrease these products to increase the health, and that is correlated with the next point. We shall increase the consumer of organic and clean products. Organic clean products that we can obtain that from people in farms, or we can directly cultivate that products in our house, and it's going to improve your life. It's going to improve how we feel about our bodies and how we feel about our health. And for the first, for the last point, we shall show the consequences of obesity. As we saw in this presentation, the consequences of obesity are very dangerous for us. Are the diseases coronary heart disease, cancer, dyslipidemia, diabetes, etc. And there is a lot of consequences more. So, as a conclusion, I think that we need to increase of health, and increase of health means the development of good habits. That good habits will be for us a good life, and that's it. My name is Julio Castillo. This was my presentation. Thank you for your attention.